Hello there. My name is Nogri, and welcome to Lag Wars. So what is Lag Wars, you may ask? Well, Lag Wars is my forever Star Wars world. Currently, I have it on a server, but it is a single-player world with very limited access. I keep it to myself, and I do let my daughter play every once in a while, and I also have bots on here to help AFKing easier. But besides for that brief explanation of what Lag Wars is, what is it really? Well, Lag Wars is my Star Wars Forever world with themed Star Wars areas. Currently, we are in Tatooine, where I have my starter area, which has my three starter builds. They're Flip style, or F-Whip, however you want to say it. And we have our little house, we have an enchantment tower, and a storage area that I used at the beginning of the series. And below, I have a couple of starter farms. I also have a starter iron farm. And off in the distance over here, we have our starter villager trading hall. Currently, this is the only villager trading hall, but I have massive plans to build an even bigger one, which we'll talk about future plans towards the end of the video. Besides for the flip houses and the starting farms over here, we also have a Star Destroyer. Now, not everything on here was designed by me, as, you know, with the houses down there were designed by Flip. This Star Destroyer was designed by Annihilator. He is on Planet Minecraft, and he has a lot of one-tenth scale ships. I will probably be using quite a bit of those in my builds, because I know my creative abilities. But if we go this way, we go this way, we come to my first build area. This area is based off Tatooine. And here we have the Rickon Trade Tower. Now, I have plans to expand, hence all this going on over here. But this has been my main base. This is where I've done most of the building, the most work, and we even have a little base inside here. If I zoom out here, you can see some of the work that I've started and some of the things I've started to lay out. If I overlay the picture of the map, I am using the map from Star Wars Complete Location Guide, a book that came out quite a few years ago, and as a Star Wars nerd has been a huge favorite of mine to check out. But I'm using that map and other reference pictures to make all these themed areas, and maybe someday I'll have quite a bit complete of it. Coming into the Rickon Trade Tower, this has been my main base for most of my time playing on Lag Wars. This used to be my storage area, but has been turned into a redemption site for different things on stream. I currently have a Bounty Hunter Hall of Fame. A few people have redeemed custom armor stands, and even one of them has redeemed Equip Your Bounty Hunter. My hope is that as I stream, more people will redeem these things so we can fill up these different squares here. And as I go to different areas in the world, I plan on changing the redeems up to help add a little more life to the area. When I'm at my main base, the place I spend the most time, and what most people usually do, is in the storage area. Here we have Toot's multi-item sorter plus bulk storage. It is a great system and is serving me very well. I am running out of space in the bulk storage, but hopefully I will be able to update that soon and switch it up a little bit, add a few more spots. But in simple terms, the way that works is we have bulk storage on the bottom, which is indicated by the item frames in the center here. And then above that, we have the multi-item sorter, which I have labeled by the item frames up top. For quick reference, I still have a few empty slots in them. It's working pretty well for me. So running around the tower a little bit more, we have an area where I've bred up some sniffers. This area has been kind of a utilitarian area. Depending on my needs, I would like to put a garden in here at some point, but I've used this area to also breed up axolotls, where I did get a blue axolotl and bred them up, so I have some more. And also back here I have a little bit of a bulk storage. I've started moving things downstairs after I made the new multi-item bulk storage area, but still have a few things up here just because I have so many of them because of the farms we will check out later. If I cross the hall here, I have, well, haven't really built it up yet, but this will be the unstackable item storage area. And then back here is mob heads and mini blocks. I currently have data pack on here where I can get these. And I also have mob heads. It's always fun to hunt those down, see what different ones we can get. At the top of the tower, we have my office. I can use this little office, plan out what I'm going to do in the future. I used to try to start my streams from here, saying what we were going to do for the stream, but it kind of got annoying to start stream sometimes far away from where current projects are. We also have a map room in here. It hasn't been updated since 31 July of last year, so it's due for an update, but I also want to get more done in the area so we can show the progress. I plan to try to do these in all the different areas that I'm working. I don't know if I'm going to put them in one giant map room or a map room in every area. Two of the areas coming up are all stream related. This is my streamer cantina. Anytime someone raids into, actually raider cantina, anytime someone raids into my streams, they will get a statue set up here or armor stand, whatever you want to call it. I currently use straw statues on here. That way they get their full character on here. We can add armor to it and different things as we go on. Yeah, every time they raid in, that's what they get. Now this room's probably going to get changed soon, but for right now, this is my mini block museum or item museum where people can redeem, name an item to add to the museum, and they get their items put back here. They get to pick what they wanted. So far, only one person has redeemed it 3 times. It made me go after some pretty crazy things, including Deep Slate Emerald, which has been a pain but to get. So was the Warden mini block or Warden mob head. And this is why I had to get the blue axolotl. He wanted a blue axolotl head, so I had to breed extra up, so in case anyone ever wants that again, you don't have to go through that fun process. I have a few utility rooms spread out. This is a potion brewing room, which probably will get switched out. I never use this because I don't use potions. No point in having a whole room. And I have an undecorated smelter room. Down below, we have an Ilmango super smelter. Has about 180 or so. I forget the exact number. Furnaces in there. Can do a shulker box in a few minutes. More than I need right now. And down below all of everything, we have a nether tree farm. If I remember correctly, that's by Raiseworks. And we have a cobblestone farm by Ilmango. And a wheat farm by Strom. They have served me well and will probably stay. I used to have a tree farm, but I'm going to be making a full tree farming area sometime in the near future where all of them will go. So I decided to remove that one that we have here. Plus, we have a tree farm in the industrial area that gives me all the wood I need, just not the different tree types. It's only mangrove. Now, my second big project that I've been working on and currently taking a little bit of a break from has been the Jedi Temple. This took me quite a bit of time to build. I still have some spawn proofing to do on the edges, but the real magic is what's inside this temple. If we look around, we can actually see that I have quite a few different farms in here. All of it stems from this bone meal farm by Ilmango, a 5-section farm. Gives me more bone meal than I'll ever need, but that feeds down into a dirt farm, technically a rooted dirt farm, which can be turned into mud or clay. All of this is Ilmango's design. Have that linked into the bone meal with on-off systems set up in the main storage area. Below that, we have a mango tree farm. I will have to look up, but I don't remember who designed this. But I will try to link all farms in my Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, check all of that out. It will all be a work in progress to get everything there. I also have a mob farm, which is just a flushing mob farm. Nothing too fancy. Kind of just took the designs I've seen around and made my own little thing. We also have, pretty sure it's Nembom's iron farm. Got the 5 different pods, each one with 4 villages. Run this thing for an hour and I have iron for days. Down here, disconnected from everything for the current moment, is a dripstone farm. I took Ilmango's minecart unloaders and put them at the bottom of my own kind of design. Isn't connected to anything, has to be manually shut on and off. Needs a little bit of work, but we're getting there. We go to the other side, we have a few crop-related farms. I got a bamboo farm. Again, took the Ilmangos minecart unloader and wired everything up on my own. Seems to work, nothing too fancy, probably not the most efficient, but I'll go with it. Then we have a simple cactus farm. Needs to be expanded at some point, but I will go with it. Then we have Tango Tech's sugarcane farm. This and the mob farm will probably have to be ripped out and changed so they match the rest of the area. My goal here is to make it look like the Jedi Temple was set up on a collection of Sith artifacts, which are the farms. That's why we have all the black and red around here. And I want it to kind of look like the world between worlds or just something floating in the galaxy. The storage area is my own design. I forget who designed the shulker loaders. I will have to look that up at some point. But I put them all together, kind of made it look like a control room. But because of all the farms being overpowered, this will all be changed sometime in the near future. The only thing left to do on the Jedi Temple is the top. I still need to go through, add a few buildings that are supposed to be up here, and then add in the towers before I can consider this at least exterior complete. And somewhere along the lines, we need to add in the entrance. And of course, I can't forget the humble manual snow farm of just throwing down a snowman. I had to get that for a farm that I will hopefully work on at the end of the episode. I have a little side project going on where I am going to be making a wither skeleton farm because, well, you need one in every world. And I found one that has quite a bit of crossroads. The only problem is I still need to clear it out. I started on the roof, got half of it done. I need to clear out the other half before I can build a world eater. But like I said, it's a side project, not a main project just yet, but that could change here in the near future. Now, no nether hub would be complete. Well, I can't really say nether hub. It's not really a hub yet, but no nether farm area would be complete without Ilmango's gold farm / XP farm. This is where I come to mend all my tools and get all the gold that I need. Currently just ran it for like the last week and got plenty of gold and traded that gold at the bartering farm down here to get a bunch of quartz for again that project that we'll hopefully be working on either end of this episode or next episode. But this bartering farm was built by Strom. It has worked pretty well for me and given me more than I will ever need of most of these materials, besides quartz. Never have enough quartz. The two farms I also have in the nether are my Froglight farm, which was kind of my own little design. A few ideas taken from other people that I winged together but didn't follow the tutorial making. Works pretty well. AFK for an hour and you're good for quite a while on Froglights. Probably could add some improvements like fences around the side, but I'm happy with it. And the other farm is a ghast farm. Now again, this is my own design mixed with what I kind of knew of from some other farms. The overworld side does need some rework, and apparently ghast gets stuck halfway in portals. But it's worked for what I needed, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now, my biggest current project is a perimeter. I am clearing out a 32 by 33 chunk perimeter, and I did about half of it with the quarry that should be coming into. There it is. This is by Desu Desu, and I think someone else helped design it too. It worked amazingly for me. I kind of wish I'd built it big enough to do the whole area, but since I didn't, and I can't have it run down the middle because there's an end portal right in the center, and you can't run a quarry or a world eater through an end portal without creatively taking the blocks out. So what I have to do is work on 4 trenches. We have 2 of them done. This one on the west, and we have one on the south that we have finished up all the way down to bedrock. This one's wider than it needs to be, but I figured that'd be better for us. Less things get caught up. And currently working on the east perimeter, or east trench, but the problem is there's so many flooded caves here that I have to like run the trencher once or twice and then start sponging out all the water that is everywhere, including this massive area that's not going to be fun. But once I get this done, I will run a World Eater through all of this, and then we will start our Villager Trading Hall project, which is going to be Cloud City. I already have a creative copy of it started, still have to add details in, but we'll be using Litematica to build it once we get this whole area prepped. So as you can tell, I have quite a few projects that I have been working on. Some things are close to finish, some aren't. Some will probably never be finished, like Mos Eisley will just be a continuous process of building a little bit here and there, adding more to it. But a couple other things that I really get a chance to show that I have done is in the end, I have a shulker farm, a concrete factory, and then of course, over the end portal there, I have a sand duper. I also have a raid farm, and I have a mob switch, which helps when I'm working on things like the quarry. I don't want that getting blown up. We also went through and fought all of the dragons in the end, so that way I have all the portals, so I can start working on that project, which will end up being where all the spaceships go, including a giant Star Destroyer, which I will make my main base when the time comes. Might even build Death Star out there, because hey, why not? And with that, we are finished with the world tour. There's still a lot more out in this world that we can show, but we will get to that at different times. They're just not decorated or just really probably have to be redone. But we have one last thing that we're going to take care of for this video. If you notice, the iron farm over at spawn kind of looks a little bland, so we're going to put a Jawa sandcrawler around it. I am using a model from Electrus, I think is how you say it. He is a YouTube content creator who makes Star Wars and Halo vehicles. I highly recommend checking him out. I paid for this model. Didn't have to give him credit, but I'm going to just because it's an amazing model. I'm planning to use plenty more of this stuff on here. So, with that in mind, let's get over there and let's get it started. And with that, the sandcrawler's finished. Still need to do some landscaping around it because, yeah, it's just floating in the air and I need to cover up all the water anyways. So hopefully with the next couple episodes we can do that. There's also a couple skeleton skulls on top that I did not have. I had one for the back, which was needed, but the rest of them, yeah, I'm gonna have to go either to a deep dark city or get myself a trident and get some channeling, but I currently don't have a trident, so that'll probably be an adventure for another episode. But on that note, thank you for joining me for episode 0 of Lag Wars. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. See what else is coming this way. Next episode will be the first official episode. We'll get a little more work done. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. So thank you for hanging out, and we'll catch you next time.